Imagine you walk outside tonight, look up, and the moon is just gone. No crescent, no full moon, no it's behind a cloud. Just a big, empty, slightly disappointing sky. So what actually happens if the moon disappears? Do we get instant chaos? Giant waves? Werewolves filing for unemployment? Let's say the moon doesn't drift away slowly over millions of years. That really is happening. By the way, it's leaving us at about 1.5 inches per year, like a very patient ex. Instead, in our scenario, the moon just vanishes. No explosion, no debris, no warning. Earth stays in its orbit. The sun is fine. Just our nightlight is suddenly deleted. Surprisingly, for the first second or so, nothing seems different. Light doesn't travel instantly, and the moon is about 1.25 light seconds away. So for just over a second after it disappears, you'd still see it hanging there in the sky, like a glitch that hasn't updated yet. Gravity changes also move at the speed of light, so for that same second, Earth is still reacting to a moon that doesn't exist anymore. Then the message arrives. No more moon, and the universe adjusts. The biggest change you'd eventually notice is in the tides. The moon is the main reason the oceans rise and fall every day. The sun helps, but the moon is closer, so it wins the tug-of-war. Or without the moon, those big regular high tides and low tides mostly vanish. The sun would still make smaller tides, but they'd be way weaker and less dramatic. If you live near the coast, the ocean wouldn't suddenly jump out of its basin and flood cities. Instead, over days and weeks, the usual tide patterns would shrink, and those dramatic wide, wet beaches at low tide wouldn't happen much anymore. A lot of ocean life, however, would be extremely confused. Many creatures rely on tides as a kind of natural schedule. Crabs, shellfish, some fish, and other coastal species use the rise and fall of water to feed, hide, and reproduce. Take away big tides, and their entire calendar breaks. Some species might adapt, some might move, and some might simply die out over time. The coastline ecosystem would quietly, but deeply, change. The moon doesn't just pull on our oceans, it also helps stabilize Earth's tilt. Right now, Earth is tilted at about 23.5 degrees, which is why we have seasons. That tilt wobbles a bit, but thanks to the moon's gravity, it stays relatively steady, like a spinning top that's a little off-center, but not falling over. Without the moon, over thousands to millions of years, that tilt could swing much more wildly. Sometimes Earth might tilt only a little. That would mean weaker seasons, more even temperatures. Other times it could tilt a lot more, which would give us extreme seasons. One pole could bake in nearly constant sunlight while the other spends months in deep, freezing darkness. Climate patterns could swing between very different states over long periods. This doesn't happen in your lifetime, but it turns Earth into a planet with serious long-term mood swings. In your lifetime, though, the first thing you'd really feel is the change in the night sky. With no moon, nights get truly dark. Right now, a full moon is bright enough to cast shadows and ruin your chances of seeing a ton of stars. Take it away, and every clear night becomes a perfect stargazing night. The Milky Way would look brighter. You'd see more stars, more faint objects, and a lot more of the universe. At least, if you get away from city lights and people's porch lamps. A ton of animals, however, use moonlight as a guide. Some birds navigate by the moon. Many predators hunt best during bright moonlit nights. Baby sea turtles crawl toward the ocean using the light of the moon on the water. Take away the moon, and that natural clock and compass vanish. Animals would have to adapt to a permanent new kind of night, and some species wouldn't manage the change. What about Earth's spin and the length of the day? Right now, the moon is very slowly stealing our rotational energy. It's like a tiny, constant break, making our days a bit longer over millions of years. Without the moon, that braking effect almost stops. Our days would stay about as long as they are now, for much longer. No instant jump, number 30-hour days, just less slow change in the background. As for earthquakes, volcanoes, and plate tectonics, those come from Earth's hot, messy interior. The moon doesn't control that, so the planet is not going to crack open or calm down just because the moon left. Here's the surprising part. If the moon disappeared right now, Earth doesn't explode, flip over, or get launched into space. There's no single, instant, movie-style disaster. The real damage comes slowly. Oceans and coastlines quietly change. Ecosystems that depend on tides and moonlight get scrambled. Over long timescales, Earth's tilt may swing more, and future climates could be more extreme and unpredictable. The moon turns out to be less of a decorative skyrock and more of a silent stabilizer, quietly helping our planet stay comfortable for life. So what if the moon disappeared? You'd see darker nights, weaker tides, and eventually a less stable Earth. Not instant doom, more like someone slowly unscrewing the bolts holding parts of our planet's systems together. The moon doesn't just make pretty full moon selfies possible. It helps make Earth the kind of place we can actually live on. If you liked exploring this weird no-moon universe, tell me what other what if it vanished. Ideas you want to see next. Would you erase the sun, the atmosphere, all the oceans? Leave a comment with your favorite scenario. Hit like if you learned something new. And subscribe for more strange science questions. And next time you see the moon, maybe give it a small nod. It's doing a lot more work than it looks like.